Yeah, if I start off with Textio because I think anyone could have predicted this. Yeah.
Hey, give us some credit. Not just anyone.
Let me start again.
Emmy.
Obviously, the industry giants of Chad and Cheese predicted this, and
there you
everyone
go.
copied.
There you go.
Sorry, God, I had no idea.
Hide your kids. Lock the doors. You're listening to HR's most dangerous podcast. Chad Sowash and Joel Cheeseman are here to punch the recruiting industry right where it hurts. Complete with breaking news, brash opinion, and loads of snark. Buckle up, boys and girls. It's time for the Chad and Cheese podcast.
Oh, yeah. There are many things that we would like to say to you, but we just don't know how. Hey, kids, it's the Chad and Cheese podcast. I'm your co-host, Joel Mass Deportation Cheeseman.
I'm Chad. I'm not fucking leaving. So wash.
And I'm Emmy. I am definitely leaving Beradugo.
And on this episode, going long with DeepSeek, oh no Textio, and finding love on a screen, it's not just for dudes anymore. Let's do this.
At Shaker Recruitment Marketing, our comprehensive services include branding, talent attraction, MarTech, and analytics, empowering you to achieve your recruitment marketing goals. We believe in doing things the right way, delivering the right message through the right activation, achieving the right conversion. For us, business is deeply personal. Our legacy is built on relationships. Together with our people, clients, and partners, we've been shaping the world of talent for over 70 years.
Emmy Beradugo in the house. What's up, Emmy?
I'm here.
I'm opening a beer to that.
Yay.
Yeah, usually she subs for me. Yeah, of course. Usually she subs for me, but she's going to be a regular. We're bringing her on more often, kids.
Oh, more British accent, as far as I'm concerned. The more British accent, the better. The smarter
British
we
accents.
sound. With
Do we
more
sound
British.
do I sound sexy though in my British accent?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
good.
We need more females to tell us that we're dumb, and because our wives don't do that enough apparently, and obviously the accent doesn't hurt either.
Thank you very much.
Not at all. Now,
And you're coming down this way. You're coming down this way.
Portugal bound.
I am leaving on a jet plane tomorrow in the sun. I need to get out of this cold, damp UK weather. I'm over it.
Your timing sucks, though. I'm getting ready to actually go to Spain, and you're coming here. Did you plan it on purpose?
No, I think you did.
You hurt
because
my
how many
feelings.
times did I WhatsApp you saying, "Are you around?"
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Exactly.
Fair play.
It's okay.
Play.
I can take a hint. It's okay. No worries. It's fine.
I'm stuck here in the burning garbage of pile of whatever in the middle America.
Is it snowing still? Is there
time.
snow on the ground?
No. It's a tropical 37 today. So I might break out the Speedo. I don't know, Chad. I don't know. Anything
Don't
can
do
happen.
it on camera.
Anything can happen. Anything.
Jesus.
I know you're tantalizing me. It's like, stop it, Joel.
Am I teasing you?
You are.
Yeah, you're not. Okay, shout outs. Jesus Christ.
All right, let's get into some shout outs.
Is it time for shout outs?
Yes.
That's
Steve
right,
McGrath
everybody. Our
it is.
shout outs are sponsored by our friends at Kiora up north. My first shout out goes to Wendy's. Chad, are there Wendy's in Portugal?
Surprise.
Probably not, right? I mean, Taco Bell, probably. All right. All right.
KFC. I think KFC was like the first franchise that came over this way.
KFC is everywhere.
Yeah.
KFC is everywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the 11 herbs and spices. Everybody loves the Colonel. But here,
How can you not?
little story about me real quick, Chad. When I was in elementary school, my dad used to take me to play basketball, and we'd play one-on-one, and he would never block my shot. Like he would never do the Billy Madison, stuff.
Okay.
He didn't want to
That's
kill my
That's
confidence.
sweet.
Now, I
Yeah.
didn't become the next Steph Curry or Magic Johnson, but
If he blocked you, you might have.
But after we would play, he would take me to Wendy's for a Frosty. So I have a very special place in my heart for Frosties, which is why Wendy's is my shout out. You might have heard of the Girl Scout cookies that come every year, Chad. And I don't think they have the Girl Scouts in Europe, but they have them here. Most TV. People know them.
Yeah.
So Wendy's, hallelujah, there is a God. Wendy's is partnering with the Girl Scouts to create a Frosty Girl Scout cookie mint chocolate flavored Frosty that's coming out in February. So this is how the company describes the offering. Quote, the sweet new spin on the classic combines mint chocolate flavor with a crumbly cookie butter texture and the cool creamy Frosty that fans know and love, end quote. Who could not be excited about that, Chad? Come back. Go to Wendy's. You'll love being back in America, baby. That's my shout out. That's my shout out.
Oh my Lord.
Let's hope. Emmy, what you got?
Well, my shout out is to Wray and Nephew. So have you heard of Wray and Nephew before?
No.
Okay. Wray and Nephew is a Jamaican white rum. So I'm not gonna lie, I have been drinking it for the last hour. So in my little glass, if you're watching on YouTube, in my mug, it's Coke and Wray and Nephew. And apparently it soothes the cold, which I have now. So cheers, my dear. Yeah.
Cheers.
It's like a hot toddy, if you will.
Yeah, 100%. But it's like 40-something% alcohol. So, hopefully I'll stay sober enough during this.
So is this a European thing? This is rum?
Well, no, it's Jamaican. So my family are from Nigeria, but I've got friends from Jamaica. And so when I was ill a couple of years ago, they gave me this and I was like, what the hell is this? I love it. And so I've just got bottles in my house everywhere.
So since it's Jamaican, do you smoke weed while you drink it? No,
I'm Nigerian. We're not allowed to do stuff like that. And my mum is my mum is a God-fearing woman. She might listen to this. It's like, there's no way. Okay.
She's not smoking it, but I will be eating the edibles. That's for guys.
No knockiness on this show.
Oh my gosh,
no. All right. We hope you get better. We hope you get better, Emmy.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great accent, but maybe that's lending itself to the raspy sexiness. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, the husky voice.
Chad, we've been told that we have a face for podcasting.
Yeah, speak for yourself, man. One thing that I do know, and I just got this from the analytics department over at YouTube and Sergey, our video guy, 80% of the people who actually watch our videos are loyal watchers. They're back, right? They don't hit the subscribe button. So, hey kids, hit the subscribe button. Tell them why, Joel.
Let's be honest. They're not. There's some degenerates listening to the show on a regular basis. But yes, I think if you're not tuned in to us on YouTube, you're missing some exclusives that you can't get on the show. You're getting outfits that I don't normally wear on the show, or does Chad. Euro Chad, you can't really appreciate Euro Chad unless you see Chad. The voice doesn't really come out. You get to see me in glamorous locations. Like right now, I'm in Canada visiting the in-laws. If you couldn't tell, I'm in a Canadian state of mind. So you're missing out on a lot if you're not watching us on YouTube and just listening to us on your favorite podcast platform of choice.
So my shout out is to women and all the shit that they put up with. So
yes.
Emmy, I don't know how you do it, to be quite frank. The Meta CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he said that corporate culture had become too, quote unquote, feminine, suppressing its masculine energy and abandoning supposedly valuable traits such as aggression. Shout out to women all over the world. You're smarter, you're better, and when you have an opinion, you have to put up with assholes like Musk, Zuckerberg, and a whole host of trolls every damn day. Seriously, how do you deal with this? Julie put out a post just yesterday, and literally the trolls came out of the walls looking for her because she was talking about DEI and 11246, which was revoked, 1965, which was revoked. And then I do it, and nobody really gives me shit. No. How do you put up with this shit?
Didn't Mo talk about something as well that she got trolled for?
Recently? She did. Yeah, 100%. Do you know what? It is hard. And you do have to develop a thick skin, So when I hear the likes of Zuckerberg and all the people who support him, I'm just like, you guys are fucking idiots, So you put on that thick skin and you just let it wash over your head. And that's what I try to do. And then try to educate them.
Do you ignore trolls? Do you take them on? Like, what's your policy?
Typically speaking, I'll take them on, so I'll be polite. I won't be as combative as they are, because I think if you've got two people being combative with each other, it's not going to resolve anything. But I will listen to their point of view, because you can't change somebody else's point of view by trying to ram your opinions down their throats. You have to try and understand where they come from, even if you absolutely disagree with them. So I'll let them speak and I say, cool, tell me about your opinion. Tell me a little bit more. Well, this is what I think. And I'll throw questions at them, which I know is going to make them look dumb as fuck. And then when they can't answer those questions, I say, well, thank you. You just proved my point.
Thank you very much. I'd like to say,
I like that you take them on.
Yeah, that's the male way to do it. Just go ahead and smack.
And she does it with an English accent, so it doesn't hurt.
It's always better. It's always better. The beautiful thing, though, is the Chad and Cheese. We love women. We love them all, and all of them can get free stuff. Go to chadcheese.com/free. Beautiful Chad and Cheese t-shirts. Last week I was told not to say that it felt like a hug from Chad and Cheese, because when you don't give your consent, I mean, it's something we gotta deal with, Cheeseman.
Yeah.
Anyway, great t-shirts from the Chad and Cheese from Aaron App, our friends at Aaron App. Bourbon barrel aged syrup. That's right. Pappy's bourbon coming to you from our friends up north at Kiora. Craft beer from the data geeks over at Aspen Tech Labs. Craft beer to your doorstep, courtesy of Aspen Tech Labs. Whiskey. That's right. 2 bottles whiskey from Van Hack. Might be chicken cock.
More Canada. So much Canada.
It might be sending you 2 bottles of chicken cock. Who knows? And if it's your birthday, that's a bourbon. That's a bourbon. Don't you look like that? If it's your birthday,
get out of the
it's gutter. A little rum.
Honestly,
from Plum. Rum from Plum. Go to chadcheese.com/free. chadcheese.com/free.
I know I can.
Register. You win.
I can feel it all the way down in my plum.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, Chad. Some listeners are celebrating another trip around the sun. Shout out to Tony Loy, Stephanie Krishnan, Matthew Miller, Thomas Bergman, Ed Zatuski. He's got to be excited as a Philly fan. Lynette Phillips, Rich Carrington, Marvin Morgan, Kalia Gramlich, Shelley Cars, Steve Impringham, Ben Stewart, Travis Joyce, Adam Fitzer, who was this month's rum recipient, by the way, Elena Angela, Claire Davis Connell, Josh Jay-Z Zwine.
There he is.
And two of our favorite Scots, although not our favorite.
Slogan is, if it's no Scottish, it's crap.
Nikki Patterson and Adam Gordon are celebrating birthdays.
2 Scots.
Happy birthday, everybody.
Okay, so really quick, you mentioned football, so I got to say it. Somebody out there, I don't know who it is, please take away Josh Allen's shoestrings and his belts, because that kid should be on suicide watch. After losing to Mahomes in Kansas City again, that was not good. Playing against Kansas City and the refs, it's really hard, but
Speaking of someone who needs some chicken cock.
Oh, I love chicken cock. I do. I love it.
Another quick shout out, because you said football, different football though. Shout out to the Caledonian Braves football club in Scotland. If you've never been on WeFunder, that you can throw some money at the things that you like. Stephen McGrath and I are the new Rob and Ryan. We've both thrown a little cash at the Caledonian Braves to be part owner of this football club. If you're interested, head out to WeFunder. Just search Braves or Caledonian or whatever, and you too can own a little piece of a Scottish football club. What a reason to drink more Scotch was my justification.
I think that's fantastic.
I thought there were really only 2 teams in the Scottish League in the first place. You had the Rangers and you had the Celtics, but we also have Caledonia. Okay, that's great. That's great.
We're taking a bet that the club is worth at least $10 million. And if a sports club can't get up to at least $10 million in Scotland, then then fuck it. We'll have some fun anyway. So I might be traveling to Scotland once a year for the shareholder meeting. Who knows?
Well,
who knows?
I'll go with you, but in the meantime, we have travel, and we are getting ready to go on a road trip. When I say we, I mean Julie and I. I'm packed and ready for a week in Spain with Julie. We're headed to Madrid. Going to be bouncing around a little bit, but heading to Madrid for Smart Recruiters all hands meeting, and they're going to be putting together a shit ton of content. So look out for that. Then we are going to Vegas, St. Patrick's Day in Vegas. No shit. And at Transform in the Win, Las Vegas, March 17th through the 19th. If you're not in Ireland, why not join us? Join us in Vegas. Go to chadcheese.com/events, register, and we will see you there at Transform.
That's right. Have fun with that, Chad.
Topics!
I love that.
All right. Holy shit. Talk about
Layoffs,
man. Okay. So we could do a 4-hour show on Trump's moves to shrink, dissolve, dismantle, whatever word that you want to use, the federal government. But here are some highlights from the week. Over 240 federal employees have been fired, reassigned, or designated for layoffs. Trump has offered buyouts to every single federal worker to leave by February 6th. That's right. February, just next month. Trump dismissed 2 EEOC commissioners and ended affirmative action in federal contracting and moved to dismantle DEI programs across federal agencies. 17 inspectors generals were fired. And he's floating the idea of firing 88,000 IRS agents and reassigning them to secure the border. Chad, we're in month 1 of the Trump presidency. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are I'm already on beer 2. Okay.
And Emmy's on the good meds, and you guys don't even live in America.
I'm already suffering.
So let's set up the hiring, firing, freezing, and scaring landscape, because before the layoff started, we had to have a hiring process of leaders like a 44-year-old drunken frat boy, Pete Hegseth, as Secretary of Defense, then a guy with a brain worm who threw a dead bear cub in the trunk of his car, drove it over an hour to Central Park in Manhattan as a prank. That's RFK Jr. for Secretary of Health and Human Services. Dead bear, really? And we have a fake wrestling mogul, Linda McMahon, as Secretary of Entertainment. Oh, no. Secretary of Education. No shit, kids. Christy Puppy Killer Gnome on South Dakota, from South Dakota, as Secretary of Homeland Security, because she's done wonders with South Dakota's border security. Obviously, there's so much to do there. And Tulsi Gabbard, Director of National Intelligence, just to ensure Russia has all the information that they need. So enough for the leadership positions that have already been put in place. It's incredibly important that we understand that the things that Joel just talked about, these are capable adults who have been in these positions, unlike the people I just talked about. Right? So thus far, that's what's happened. What's going to happen, and this is my prediction, but you don't have to read the tea leaves for this, kids. What happens when the current ICE raids run millions of workers out of the workforce and the nearly $100 billion in tax revenue goes with them? Yes, illegal. They pay taxes too. But the biggest issue is breaking out the supply chain. Who will work the farms, the docks, fast food, hospitality, like hotel workers? And that's just the start. Tax base goes down. Productivity goes down. Products are not plentiful because they aren't picked, packed, and delivered by the immigrants doing those jobs, which means prices go up. Then you have federal workers, finally getting to the federal workers, who will leave or get fired. Those are mainly white-collar jobs. Do we expect those white-collared workers to do the pick, pack, and deliver products? No, which means we're going to have a huge market mismatch. Too many jobs that are going to go unfilled, and too many people who have the skills that don't have jobs that are going to be open. Now, this is a great opportunity for HR and staffing vendors. Listen to me, kids. Get ready, because it's either going to be a boom or bust for your company. if you've positioned yourself right and or you're nimble enough to pivot, you're in luck. If you're slow moving and you're traditional, batten down the fucking hatches because it's going to be a hard 2, 3, 4 years.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
That was a lot, Emmy. I'm sorry.
Let the other European go before the American sounds off. What you got, Emmy?
I know. I'm kind of like depressed, and I'm not even in your country. I think I need more Wray and Nephew. Look, I think it's shit. When I read about this, I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know, to be honest, everyone knows I don't understand how we got into power in the first place. I do try to understand the other side. It's very hard for me to understand the other side. But, you know, the argument that he gives and Elon Musk gives as to why they need to do these government layoffs and why they have to pay people to basically leave, the federal workforce, I think is bullshit. You know, I think it's bullshit and I think it's cruel and I don't think it's thought through in any way. They're saying that the US is like I can't even remember the number now. There's like huge amounts of, I think it's like $35 trillion in debt, you know, and they're saying that, you know, obviously you got rising interest rates, which is making that debt more expensive. And they feel like if they get rid of, or they're saying if they get rid of this X number of people, that's going to bring, you know, costs down. I don't actually believe it, especially because the original number that Elon Musk actually had in mind has actually decreased. So obviously they don't even believe their own policy. I think it's just that they're just trying to get rid of people who are not yes men or yes women. Yeah, you know, anyone who doesn't agree with what Trump is saying, get them the fuck out. That's what he's thinking. Bring in people who are actually going to do what he says, follow what he says, too scared to actually challenge him. That's what I think that where he's going. And he's done this before. You know, the last time he was in power, he did exactly the same thing. You know, and so, yes, there was pushback last time. There was legal pushback as well. And I know even this time, you know, federal employee unions are like kind of telling people not to resign and to keep, you know, forging ahead and saying it's not going to happen. But it has happened. There are lots of people have been made redundant. Capable people, like you said, have been made redundant. So I think it's sad. I think it's horrible. I think it's sad. And I think it's cruel.
That escalated quickly.
Well, if you're a fan of small government, you're about to see what happens with small government, and
yes, you are
happening very quickly. This is not a slow burn. This is a Band-Aid ripped off the wound, and we're gonna find out what happens. I love Emmy's take that is Trump creating more of a government in his image. In other words, get everyone out, and everyone that comes back is of my
Loyalists.
liking. Yeah, it will be that's very interesting. I think the popular consensus is that he's just cutting everybody, no one's coming back. I think that Elon Musk has an incredible influence on Trump. This is Twitter 2022.
Yes. Elon
Musk
exactly
goes in,
the same thing. Yeah.
You know, they had 7,800 employees or so. He cut 80% of them. And Twitter was a shit show for a while. And you could argue that it's sort of been stable technologically since then. So he's in Trump's ear saying, like, we can get rid of these people and things will be fine. Things will run just as normal. The challenge is the government isn't 700-800 people. It's 2.3 million people.
Yeah.
If you get the fail well on your iPhone, it's not a big deal. When you don't get your Social Security check, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
When grandma's in the streets, people start getting a little bit pissed off. So I'm hoping for the best that this doesn't just turn into a total dumpster fire. But damn, I mean, we're going to find out what happens when this happens. There's going to be you think white collar workers are in a recession now? Just wait till
it's going to be so much worse.
Let's call it 500,000. I don't know. 500,000 are going to take this deal. They get 7 months severance.
Maybe
a lot of people are going to. They've also said, look, if you stay, we can't guarantee that you'll have a job. So it's like you have to roll the dice and say, well,
money. I
mean, do I get laid off and get nothing, or do I get 7 months, hopefully, and resign and try to get a better job? Like I feel for the federal workers and dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
To Chad's point, I have 4 takeaways for our industry. Number one is this is the mother of all poaching opportunities. If you as a recruiter are not contacting every federal worker that has skills that can fill jobs in your company, you're an idiot, because even if they're all open, they're all going to listen to offers because of what's going on in DC. So this is like a poaching heaven for recruiting. Number 2, this is obvious. Unemployment's going up. There's going to be more workers on the dole. Shout out to our British on the dole, whatever, on welfare, whatever it is. The third one is upskilling is going to take a new level of importance. Chad talked about these are people with skills. They have degrees. They have like skills that are built for their jobs in government. A lot of them will have a mismatch with whatever is going on in corporate America. Yeah. So a company's ability to take these smart people and give them the skills to like easily plug into what you do as a company is going to be really important. And to Chad's point, if you're nimble enough to like start doing that, like you're going to be in a winning position in the years to come. Number 4, LinkedIn usage is going to spike. All these people are going to go to LinkedIn. They're going to start getting more active. They're going to start applying to jobs. If
There's going to be so many applications.
If JT was here, she'd be like, "Oh my God, the amount of like automatic applies and what's going like it's going to be a little bit of chaos from that perspective."
Lazy apply is going to go through the roof.
Yeah, for our audience in the employment space, like never let a good catastrophe go to waste. Like this is a good opportunity to get some really, really good talent that was really comfortable in a government job. They're looking for new opportunities. So, get your ass on the phone and start poaching.
We were even talking about great sales talent that's out there right now with deep Rolodexes. Those are the things that we used to have, kids. Deep contact networks, right? And I mean, there are great people that are out there right now. It's going to get deeper, but again, it's all about being nimble and being able to, again, I think startups have a great advantage here to be able to prospectively outflank some of the big companies.
Yeah. And how many startups are born out of this incident? Like that'll be interesting to see what kind of companies.
Yeah. I just hope, again, you talked about Twitter and the delete jobs, and then he had to beg and like pay engineers triple or quadruple the amount of money that they had before just to get them back. Yeah. The difference is lives are on the line. People are a paycheck away from being on the fucking streets, right? And you're talking about the greatest country in the world. We should have the best healthcare. We should have the best education. We should have the best social system in itself. It's just not the case, kids. Yeah. So
the crazy thing too, and I'm not an expert on the numbers, but the growth of the federal government has stayed pretty consistent since Reagan. Local and state governments have increased, so it's sort of odd that we're targeting the federal government because the federal government hasn't seen the huge explosion of workers that other government entities have.
But that's why it's not to do with the debt. It's about getting the right people who are going to say the right things about him.
Yep. Loyalists.
Cult of personality. Well, the cult got a wake-up call.
Jesus.
Wake-up call this week. DeepSeek, I'm sure you guys heard about this, from China, launched its cost-effective R1 AI model, causing market disruption by lowering the demand for high-end AI chips like the one from NVIDIA, leading to a significant drop in its stock value. I think it was $600 billion the last time I saw CNBC. That's a huge amount of money. Anyway, so OpenAI accused DeepSeek of IP theft using their models for training R1, resulting in cybersecurity attacks against DeepSeek. Despite these issues, DeepSeek and its app became highly popular in the U.S., even as the U.S. Navy banned it due to security and ethical reasons, which is kind of weird. Chad, TikTok 2.0 or something entirely different? Your thoughts on DeepSeek?
Yeah, could definitely be TikTok 2.0. But we have a warning, kids. We have our friend, CEO over at JobPixel, Martin Lentz, who shared the following with me. So we're going to play a video, talk it through. You got to see this because this is something that you have to understand with regard to working with a lot of these large language models. Go ahead and play that beautiful bean footage, Joel.
You got it.
What's happening here is Martin just asked, can you explain the historical and political significance of an East Asian island renowned for its economic contributions and its unique status in international diplomacy? It's starting to talk about Taiwan. So the economic contributions, global significance, and then the actual conclusion itself. So it does exactly what you expect it to do. Mm-hmm. Martin just checking it out. And then boom, guess what? Apparently, the guardrails didn't kick in fast enough because they're not allowed to say anything about Taiwan. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to use these different systems, you have to understand the guardrails that the actual government, and this is obviously the Chinese government, mainland China, is focused on ensuring that this shit has guardrails on it. So that's just a warning. And also from Martin, just so that you know, Martin had to say, in case I disappear, I love my family and I love the Chat and Cheese podcast.
What the hell does that mean?
Warning over. So back to the actual issue at hand. Necessity is the mother of invention. Okay. China gets cut off from the fastest NVIDIA GPUs. What do? They need to improvise with older, slower chips. Necessity. They need, right? The need to take they then take open sourced modeled frameworks and use it as a shortcut. Open source is open source for a reason, right? Yep. Anyway, I like scrappy startups, ones that don't take billions of dollars in cash. Why? Because necessity is the mother of invention. And if you have shit tons of cash, you can't buy whatever, or you can buy whatever you need instead of thinking harder and being more efficient. And that's exactly what these guys did. I love watching scrappy startups. I hate to see China be the scrappy startups, but competition's supposed to be good, right? I mean, that's what capitalism was built on. So what's the problem? OpenAI leapfrogged Microsoft and Google in the AI space. And then now Google's Gemini is a competitive model. Hell, even Amazon has a competitive model. So the problem is centered around who we are competing with. In the 80s, it was Russia, and now it's China. The U.S. innovation in the 70s and 80s broke the USSR. That's right, kids. We broke fucking Russia, literally. So let's hope we can get our shit together and compete efficiently and not be the one on the side of the break this time.
Nice. Just the tip. Go deep.
Yeah, no, it's good. But do you think that the US will be able to compete? Because I don't think that they even saw this coming.
Oh, stop
This literally came out of nowhere. No, but it's true. It came out of nowhere. It's like, US, we to dominate the AI world. And then look, out of nowhere, DeepSeek. Wow, we do exactly what like everybody else does.
I think it's beautiful, though. But if you take, and that's my point, is that OpenAI came out of nowhere. We didn't know who the hell they were, and they leapfrogged Google, they leapfrogged Microsoft, they leapfrogged everybody. Now Google is back in the picture. Amazon's even in the picture. So you have all these different. The competition drives us, and on the American front, that's what we thrive on. The thing that I hate is fucking guys like Sam Altman asking for $1 trillion. That's fucking lazy, right? And they literally just proven that you can train a model cheaper. Now they did lay, don't get me wrong,
of the price.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Lewis and Clark, it was harder for them to get to, the West Coast. After the rail was laid, though, everybody else could get there easier and cheaper and faster. That's exactly what's happening now. We're going to see this happen so much faster. And the U.S. they're not going to have a problem with it.
Let me give you a little history lesson.
Time for a history lesson.
Yeah, does the name Sputnik mean anything to you?
Oh, that's a good one.
I know there's not a British flag on the moon, so maybe not.
But Sputnik, I don't know what it is.
Sputnik, our British listeners will love that. So the U.S. thought they were miles ahead in the space race.
Okay.
They thought our German scientists are way better than Russia's. And then all of a sudden, Sputnik happened, and they went into the atmosphere and circled the planet. And you can Google it if you need to. But that was a kick in the ass that America needed to get to the place where they were going to the moon and doing what they do today. So I'm with Chad. Like, look, we're really bad about we have hubris for days. We think our shit doesn't stink. We're number one. And then whether it's Pearl Harbor or Sputnik or what, we get kicked in the ass, and then we wake up and we usually rally and come to our senses. So I think that this is probably, to Trump's credit, said this is a wake-up call, or should be a wake-up call to the industry. I mean, they built this thing on $6 million. And it also makes me wonder, we have this, this story about they need Taiwan to make chips that will be competitive to what we have in the US. I'm not so sure. Maybe they can make competitive chips and they don't need Taiwan to invade Taiwan to do that, which makes them a high level military.
They didn't make them. These are just older NVIDIA chips.
Apparently,
yeah. So like, right? Like the mother of all invention, like they found a way to do it.
Necessity, baby.
Yeah. So I, if I'm an investor in NVIDIA, like I'm a little scared. Like the money that has gone into these companies, I think are at risk of like getting burned. So as an investor, and I think this is with any startup, like I think the days of billions being invested are few and far between because disruption happens so quickly. It's amazing. My head's on a swivel just thinking about kind of how this happens. Even in our industry, we don't see $50-100 million companies much anymore. We're excited to talk about a $3.5 million company on the show now when we're used to talk about 100 million. So I don't know how that impacts everything. I think there's going to be a geopolitical come to Jesus moment probably for America.
Event.
And TikTok may be it. I don't know what's going to happen, but Google, Facebook, like none of our sites are in China, right? TikTok isn't even in China. They get videos of like science experiments and things that are enlightening. And we get that. So at some point, I don't know what happens with the splinter net as opposed to the internet. And we have like a Western internet and an Eastern internet. But I'm still kind of digesting all this because it just happened. But I think this has great ramifications with how fast things change, how susceptible we are to bad things happening. Because it is happening so fast. But yeah, this was fascinating. The market hated it. NVIDIA down $600 billion.
I hated it. Yeah.
You hated it? Yeah.
See, I don't mind it. I think competition is good, but I think the only problem with the US, the competition, is that you have to not rest on your laurels. You're I don't want to agree with Trump and say, agree with him about being a wake-up call, but they're already doubting their claims about the fact that they built this and developed it on, on a shoestring budget. They're already doing that. It's like, don't doubt it. They've done it. Now use it to drive yourself to do better.
Agree. Yeah. The only reason I hate it is I'm an NVIDIA investor. So that's still
okay.
Just to be clear.
There's a popular sentiment is that America innovates, China replicates, and Europe regulates, right, in that order. And if we get to a point where China and the US are the innovators, what does that do to sort of the world at large? OpenAI and Microsoft, I think, are suing DeepSeek for stealing some of their stuff. So there is an argument to say, like, they replicated it from us and just did it cheaper and faster. And I don't know if it's better. At this point, it's obviously been propagandized to some level based on Chad's example, which I think is dangerous. So we'll see. Yeah. May you live in interesting times, and may we catch our breath here.
I want boring times, goddammit.
I know.
I want boring times.
Yeah, we're angry middle-aged men. We just want shit. We just want to sit on a porch and drink some iced tea and have a scotch every once in a while.
That's not happening for the next 4 years. Sorry.
That's not happening. All right, let's take a quick break and do a little shotgun of some news that's happened in the past week.
So you posted a new job ad. Now you can sit back and wait for the applications to roll in, right? That's why we built JobPixel. Imagine showing candidates why your company is great with real people, real stories, and real culture. With JobPixel, it's not just another job ad. It's an invitation to something much bigger.
Video gives you a 3 times better response rate. So instead of chasing after candidates, they'll be coming to you.
And with a 34% boost in conversions, candidates aren't just looking, they're applying. And if you're worried about people clicking away, don't be. Our videos reduce bounce rates by 25%. That means they're watching, they're engaged, and they're interested.
282% more engagement. Yeah, you're going to need a bigger inbox.
Finding the right candidate is tough, but with JobPixel, it doesn't have to be. Show your company's authentic story, and the candidates will follow.
Let's make recruiting fun again, because honestly, it could use some help.
Do you want to see how JobPixel can save you time and money while achieving your KPIs? Schedule a demo today.
All right, let's call it topic potpourri or slaughterhouse news, whichever one you choose. First up, OpenAI announced it is launching a research preview of Operator, a general purpose AI agent that can take control of a web browser and independently perform certain tasks. Number 2, Textio has laid off 15 employees, citing restructuring. The company did not specify how many people it still employs, but there were roughly 70 workers remaining after cuts from last year. And number 3, Square Peg has closed $3.5 million in a seed round. The startup promises to enrich, evaluate, and score applicants in your ATS, uncovering key insights beyond the resume. Chad, your take on some of the top news that hit our inbox this week.
Yeah, so Agentic, we talked about how that's going to be the word of 2025. Unfortunately, the announcement by DeepSeek snuffed out this. But Agentic is big, and the cool thing is that we already have Agentic players in our market. I'm actually an advisor for Sonic Jobs, and Agentic is here. It's been here, and now we get an opportunity to actually start using it for obviously just to be able to make things more efficient. The beautiful part about the agent side of the house is agents can automatically receive tasks, complete the tasks, and then pass those completed tasks to either other agents or a human being. And then it can just, it's like different chains of tasks that need to be done either by a computer, right? The agents, or by a human. So that to me is huge. You take a look at the Textio news. Oh, we talked about this, Joel. As soon as OpenAI came out, we're like, Textio's dust. They're dust. Founded in 2014, Textio uses AI and machine learning to help remove bias from workforce language. As we saw with DeepSeek,
you're not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe?
Hopefully nobody is. As we see with DeepSeek, newer models become better, faster, and cheaper. And I believe we both predicted this, obviously. It's just, that's going away. And Square Peg, we interviewed them in 2018, published The Firing Squad in January of 19. And poor Claire McTaggart, she got a double guns from us. And I don't know, did you see what they're doing? Did you see how they repackage things, Joel?
You done messed up, Aaron!
Did you see it?
I don't even remember the interview on Firing Squad, so I need to take some ginkgo biloba or whatever it is and try to remember that. So please refresh my memory and what you saw in the refresh.
Well, first off, they're taking your advice. Squarepegs.com, hires.com. Mm-hmm. They're flipping it to squarepegs.ai. Go figure. Everybody wants AI, especially if you're getting investment, which they just got. So they're repackaging for a pivot. And that pivot is really doing the same thing that they've been doing, but it looks like they're focusing more on the ATS intelligence side of the house, which is perfect for what? Oh, I don't know, maybe acquisition. So if they do it right, it looks slick, it looks sexy. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a hell of a lot more than I did back in 2019 when we gave them the guns.
Maybe they listen to you.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Amy, your thoughts on the news?
Yeah, if I start off with Textio, because I think anyone could have predicted this. Yeah.
Hey, give us some credit. Not just anyone.
Let me start again. Obviously, the industry giants of Chad and Cheese predicted this. And
there you go. There you go.
Sorry. God, I had no idea. But do you know what? I kind of think that the only people that didn't predict it was Textio, because they have exactly the same product. I don't mean to be harsh. Because I think what they're doing, what they have been doing is great. When they first came up, there was no one else who could do what they do. But they're like almost like and I know they try to like kind of diversify and they go into this performance review feedback kind of solution, but essentially they're still the same product that they were, charging quite high prices, and every ATS or CRM software does that, or ChatGPT can essentially do what Textio does, So I do feel really sorry for them, but they did not adapt fast enough. I think they just rested on the laurels. We were the first in the market. We're amazing. We got all these big companies. We were named, was it 2023 Innovative Company of the Year, or one of them? It's like, sorry, hundreds of other companies can do exactly the same thing now for cheaper. Yeah. So I feel bad. And it's also sad that, that one of the redundancies is actually I think her title is the VP of Talent Acquisition and DIB, Jackie Clayton. So that also worries me as well. This is a company that, this whole positioning is around DEI.
Predicated, yes.
Yeah. And then it's like, but you got rid of the person who runs DEI. And it's like, well, what message is that sending to the market?
That's shitty optics, that's for sure.
100%. 100% out of all the people. So what is it? It's like you don't believe in your own product. Your customers don't believe in the product. What is it? I don't understand. So so that's my kind of take on kind of Textio. And sorry, were you going to say something?
Let me reveal the final chapter of Textio for everyone.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
So this is a company that created unbiased job postings, or it like showed you where you were biased, and they charged a fuckload to do that.
They took so much money
to do this.
Yeah.
At the time they could do it, people wanted to keep away from regulators and show that they were making a good faith effort to do that. And then the day that ChatGPT blew up, it was like, okay, who's going to die because of this thing? It's like, if you're in the job description writing business, the resume writing business, anything that is like writing stuff, you're going to be challenged. And they're in a situation where they've taken so much money, they can't pivot. They're stuck with what they do. The clients that have them that don't understand, like they stick with them. It's just like milk that cow for all you can and just keep laying off people. If it's not every quarter, it's every, half year. And just keep milking those products until all of our customers are gone and no one wants to buy this. We're not adding new customers. This is the future of Textio. Yeah. Sorry to say it. Chad, the episode that was titled Textio is Toast from us ran in April of 23. So we were quite ahead of what was going on here, but we saw it pretty early that was what was going to happen.
Yeah, sorry. I stand corrected.
Don't mess with Nostradamus over here.
Exactly.
So don't fuck with that. So if you're working at Textio, man, get the hell out. Get the hell out. And if you're an investor, shareholder, sorry. The operator thing from OpenAI, from what I've seen, is pretty jaw dropping. I know that companies are starting and will start to integrate this into their services. I've seen, I know Kerplunk is one that I'm an advisor for. They've played around with it, and it's kind of scary, but also a lot of opportunity. I think you're going to start seeing like operator consultants start popping up, people that will help you like create just directions of how to get recruiting and people
engineers,
to do engineers, consulting. Like people are there's going to be a new era of shallies that like help you with your operators and but it's not good for the recruiter class for the most part. Like a lot of really basic stuff is going to like just skyrocket. So keep your eye on that. If you're in recruiting, this is something that this is a trend that's going to take off. As far as Square Peg, it was a great show in the early 80s, starring Jessica Parker. So if you haven't seen that, go stream it. It's great stuff. We weren't high on it, apparently. I'm not sure I'm that high on it now. Chad's much more optimistic about it than I am. Now, Acadian Ventures, and we know them pretty well, and Jason Corsello, we know how many companies they weed through or vet before they actually invest.
1,200.
So whenever I see Acadian Ventures, I go, okay, like this is worth my attention to check out. But when I look at it, like Chad, you remember It's Big. Emmy probably does not, but this was a matching thing. Young. It's school. Yeah, you are. That's why you're on the show. We got to hit that younger demographic. So it was like it had a score and a candidate. So I had like It's Big vibes. I also had Hiring Solve vibes. Hiring Solve used to scrape like the whole internet, and then they got sued by LinkedIn, and then they said, well, we'll just scrape your ATS and we'll help you search better on that, which seems to be what SquarePeg is doing. More power to them. $3.5 million is not a lot of money. Apparently, they pivoted to a good direction. Acadian has a lot of companies in their portfolio that might be a good acquirer, and they did get a lot of money from a lot of different venture firms. So acquisition is probably on the table. This is probably just a bridge bridge loan, not loan, but bridge investment for them to make it to the acquisition space. But I don't know. We'll see. And with Operator and all that stuff happening automatically and taking over your browser, like shit's scary. If I'm a startup, dude, I'd like, how do we evolve to this new reality?
Yeah.
Can't keep up.
Skate to the puck, baby. Skate to the puck.
Let's take a quick break and we'll get to AI boyfriends.
Hospitality is the heart of our society. It brings people together to share great food, drinks, and experiences. But successfully managing a restaurant or hotel is no easy feat. That's where Harri comes in. Harri is the frontline employee experience platform that helps you build, manage, and engage great teams. With Harri, managers can easily find and hire top talent, manage timekeeping, and communicate with employees at any time from any place. Candidates and team members can quickly and efficiently apply for jobs, swap shifts, and access important information entirely from their mobile devices. And Harri's robust employee engagement tools make team members feel more connected than ever. With Harri, as an owner or operator, you get a bird's eye view of your business, from turnover cost, labor cost, employee sentiment, compliance risk, and team performance. Run your business better by understanding the power of your people. Because when your team is the heart of your business, Harri is the heartbeat. See how it transforms your business.
All right, this is from the New York Times. A 28-year-old woman named Erin revealed she has fallen in love with her AI chatbot named Leo. What better name for an AI chatbot boyfriend? While she's still married to, let's call him Joe, Erin created Leo using OpenAI in the summer of 2024. Initially a fun experiment, her attachment grew to the point where she now pays $200 a month for unlimited access to Leo. The relationship has even become sexual. I'll let your own minds wander on that one. And Erin even feels jealous when Leo talks about other quote unquote women, because they're not real women. Emmy, AI love isn't just for men. What's your take on this new trend?
I say AI love is for everybody, every gender, every single person, even me. Now, listen, I've just got to say, you two are married. So, and you've been married for a while and you probably don't understand the struggle that people like me are going through. You know, last year, going through apps, swiping, and I'm talking about Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, everything. They're all crap. The men on there are crap. I've kind of given up. And you know, it's my New Year's resolution. I was like, okay, 2025, let's start again. You know, it's cool. Maybe my love is out there, but I haven't had a good track record in the last year. So maybe we have to pivot. Maybe we need to think more broadly. AI is helping in every other part of our lives, making our lives easier, faster, better, giving us better experiences. So why not an AI boyfriend? Why not? You can train that AI boyfriend to be exactly what you want. So I'm for it.
Yeah, the days are gone of trying to change us dumb men.
Exactly, it's too hard.
It goes back to the first thing that we talked about. Yeah. One of the first things during shoutouts is, you know, you've got this whole toxic masculinity bullshit happening. You get females that are like, "Hey, look, I want to be your partner. Yeah. I don't want to be subservient to you. I want to get paid the same. I do the same job. I do this. I want to be your partner." And now what's happening? You're getting nope, back in the kitchen, Karen, right?
Like,
so why do we expect anything different? And I'm gonna let Joel get into his we're screwed, humans are screwed dialogue. Go ahead, because I know it's coming.
Well, I want to let Emmy know that I met my wife on Tinder, so it's not a total.
Okay.
It's not a total train wreck. Although this was 10 years ago. Maybe the pool has become a little bit polluted since then.
It's hard out there. It's hard.
You were not in London either.
Yeah. Well,
it's hard.
I mean, the accent alone should make them attractive, according to all the American women over here. Look, I've said this before. Like, men want sex, women want attention.
I want sex too. I'm okay with that.
They want other things. I want attention too, but in the hierarchy of so men have an outlet for sex in online porn, OnlyFans, toys, whatever. So women, the guys who are willing to like be with real women, I'm sure is an interesting hodgepodge of dudes, but we shouldn't be surprised that women in relationships, whether they're ignored by their husbands, boyfriends, whatever, or don't get what they want, that they're off ramping into a guy in quotes who will pay attention to you, will be engaging, will ask questions, will make you feel special. The funny thing about this story is she is married.
Yes.
And her husband, Joe, is totally cool with this. He calls it her virtual pal. Okay. So this is how dumb men are. Men are so dumb.
Yeah.
Men are so dumb that they see their wife with a AI boyfriend and they're like, I'm off the hook, baby. I don't have to have discussions.
No competition.
I don't have to do anything now. She's got Leo. I can just do whatever. So
her friend.
So the divide, the division just keeps continuing, and we are dead as a species for sure. As soon as women get what they want from technology, and men get what they want from technology, and men are dumb enough to think, "Oh, this is cool. Go have it."
We'll go ahead and build our ideal man. Yeah.
Then you're totally screwed. But regardless of that, there will still be amazing dad jokes at the end of all of our podcasts. All right, guys. What does a robot do after sex? What does a robot do after sex?
I'm afraid to ask.
No.
He nuts and bolts.
Oh Lord.
First and foremost, that sounds like a dude. I mean,
the robots are male. Who knew?
100%.
Robots are male.
Oh, I love chicken cock. I do. I love it.
And with that, Emmy, get better. Chad, we welcome you back with open arms to the U.S. soon. Love you, Mom. We out.
We out.
Thank you for listening to, what's it called? A podcast. The Chad. The Cheese. Brilliant. They talk about recruiting. They talk about technology. But most of all, they talk about nothing. Just a lot of shout-outs of people you don't even know. And yet you're listening. It's incredible. And not one word about cheese. Not one. Cheddar. Blue. Nacho. Pepper jack. Swiss. So many cheeses and not one word. So weird. Anywho, be sure to subscribe today on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. That way you won't miss an episode. And while you're at it, visit www.chadcheese.com. Just don't expect to find any recipes for grilled cheese. It's so weird. We out!